Okay, so welcome back to part 2 of my Wesker Basics tutorial. Now we're going to start talking about combo ability, overall strategies, and such. So, Wesker, first of all, bread and butter combos, what are they? Well, pretty much Wesker is going to always want to do a wall bounce or something in a cross-up into a wall bounce in order to continue his combo, or he can actually combo into his own combo. And I know that sounds confusing, but first let me show you a basic wall bounce combo. Light, medium, heavy. There's your wall bounce, and then you're able to do a little basic aerial juggle off of there, okay? Now, this actually does work from mid-screen, but it all depends on where you are. If you're about half-screen, usually you can dash up and launch, but sometimes you can't. In that case, I was able to dash up and launch from mid-screen, but if I were here, see, I was too far. So it all depends on where your spacing is on the screen in order to be able to launch after that wall bounce. Now, you don't have to launch. You can just be very simple and just say, oh, to hell with it. I'm just going to do a super. Okay. Or you can say, all right, watch this. You can do a little thing into helpers, and of course I'm using Sentinel Drones because Sentinel Drones is one of the best helpers with Wesker for cross-up shenanigans, and I'll show you what I mean in a minute. But back to basic combos, some people have done an extended combo with Wesker involving the teleport, so watch this. Sometimes that works and sometimes it doesn't. It depends on your screen position and also the height of the character you're doing it to. And it looks like it might not work on Wesker. I'll try again. Oh, it didn't even come out that time. Now I'm too far to the corner. Hold on. There we go. See that? It's basically you're doing the 1, 2, 3, light, medium, heavy into the wall bounce push, which is again a quarter circle forward plus medium. And after that, you actually do you can cancel that into any teleport. So you can go boom, 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 teleport right after. Oops. And in fact, you saw what I just did? You can do different teleports depending on your positioning on the screen. Sometimes, it's actually easy to just do the light punch teleport. Oops, didn't come out that time. And because of it's really the reason this combo works is because his heavy punch is that double kit. It pops him up after those initial hits. I'll do it one more time for you. Pretty cool, pretty simple to do, and it's a pretty long extended combo. And obviously I'm grounding him after it with the special button, but you don't have to. You can go ahead and combo into super if you want. I mean, it's all up to you, whatever you feel like doing. Okay, so that's his basic bread and butter combo, and how people use it is usually they try to cross up with the teleport like that, and then go ahead and try to continue the combo from there. Because it's a really tricky strategy. You know, I'm doing this. Oh, I'm behind you. Oh, here I go. See, it's a really tricky strategy to keep teleporting, and in fact, one of the best strategies with Wesker, which I'm going to have him guard now to show you what I mean, is if they keep blocking, you can cancel that push move into any teleport. So watch this. Oh, I'm going to try again. Oh, I'm going to try again. Alright, forget it, I'm going away. See that? Or you could do, alright, I'm going to try to cross it from the other side. Oh, it's not working. Let me try this. And you can just keep this string up pretty much infinitely until they find a way out of it, which is going to be either an advancing guard push block, or if they have a good helper, or if they have a way out of it, like a really quick instant super or something like that. But that's a pretty good strategy with Wesker, to constantly be canceling that forced push move into a teleport and then continuously attack from different angles. Okay, so now what I want to show you is I want to show you some advanced combos with Wesker that I found that are pretty much like off-the-ground combos. And then I'm going to show you some of his weaknesses. Actually, you know what? I should probably do that first. So let me I want to show you one of the weaknesses of Wesker. So I got 0 in here. Now here's the problem. Watch this. Sometimes Wesker has issues with crouching characters, and 0 is one of them. Let me see if I can get him to crouch. Here we go. Well, I'm actually surprised because it's not happening. Oh, there we go. Okay. From a certain distances, Wesker's normals will whiff short characters. And I've noticed Zero, Amaterasu, and a couple other short... Oh, Arthur as well. If they're doing crouching defenses, I might dash up and try to hit them, and my attacks whiff from certain distances. And it's crazy because on another... Look how close I am to him. Look, the animation is actually over his head, but it's not touching his body, and that's a major weakness. Especially if you're trying to continuously do that chain combo that I was telling you about. And, you know, you're trying to do it, and then... Oh, look at that. You saw what just happened? Watch this. See that? I dashed up, it did a combo. See, his jab missed. On other characters, that jab would hit, that standing jab, but on Zero, it whiffs after that initial heavy kick combos for some reason. So it makes it very hard to combo Zero. So what I've tried to do now is mix it up a little, and if I'm fighting Zero, I do crouching attacks instead. Saw what I did there? Instead of the standing light punch, I did a crouching light punch into the... Oh, no, I'm sorry. I forgot the fierce punch there. There we go. I messed it up again. Do it one more time. So that way it'll ensure that it hits. But the thing is, you have to change it up. And I mean, you can always do crouching attacks if you want. But in general, the standing attack seems to work a little better for combo ability, and that's why I use it on the taller characters. So you got to be careful when fighting shorter characters with Wesker. With your combos, you have to adjust them and go to crouching attacks instead of standing attacks, or else they're not going to work. They're going to whiff like this. Oops, I did a crouching attack. Just like that, they're going to whiff right over his head. So you got to be very careful. That's one of Wesker's weaknesses, okay? But what I want to show you, and I'll have him stop crouching now, are some of Wesker's interesting combos that you can do with off-the-ground setups and such. So let's see if I can get a little bit closer to the corner. Now you saw what I did there? Basically what you can do with Wesker is if you can get someone into the corner, he has an off-the-ground move himself. And usually you would actually use one of your assists or partners to do the off-the-ground move to get the character back off the ground. But in this case, Wesker already has it with that down-forward plus heavy attack gun. And so you can actually have another assist do a juggle afterwards. So I'll show you again. Oops, sorry about that. If you're not, you could do super if you want. You could try to re-juggle. But this game, as I've talked about in my basics tutorial, of Marvel 3, this game doesn't tend to let you do 2 full air combos after a ground bounce. So for example, if I did this, and I relaunch, whoops, I missed, let me do that again. I missed again, one more time, sorry. See what happened? He kind of falls after it. The game doesn't truly let you do like a double air combo. And that's true for most characters. There are some characters who can actually relaunch without having the character hit the ground. And if that happens, then I've seen extended combos with that. But as long as the character hits the ground, it's very hard to do 2 full air combos. It seems like the game prevents you from doing it. So that's just a general strategy with Wesker in corners. If you can get your opponent to the corner, you can try to off the ground him with the gun. I've seen people do all kinds of different stuff with the gun into different assists, into super, into a mix-up even. Some people will mix it up. Like that, and then they're landing on you ambiguously and you don't know which way to block because he teleported again. Or similarly, see what I mean? So there's different variations you can do to mix it up in the corner after that grounding property. But yeah, another thing that I like to do with Wesker is if the enemy is coming at me a lot and I'm trying to either heal, let's say I'm in X Factor and I'm trying to heal my red bar, I'll start calling like Sentinel drones and just doing guns like this. And it's pretty good for keeping people away. You can pretty much defend and just, that single shot has a really long range and is really good at just keeping them in a blocking state. Or it really annoys them when you mix it up with this, you know, and you try to get away, and you call it again, and it's really hard for certain characters to get in if they don't have like a full screen super or a teleport or a really good air dash. So yeah, that's pretty much it. For the most part, when I play with Wesker, I use helpers to try to convince or I'm sorry, to try to confuse people into blocking the wrong way, so that I can have opportunities like this, oops, to do those cross-up combos. And that's pretty much what I do, and it seems to work most of the time. So really, Wesker, he's a solid character. He's got a really good bread and butter combo that's very easy to do, and is cancelable into so many different moves that it's really worth it to, you know, to learn the basics of Wesker. He's a pretty safe character as well. He has the ability to do many different hit strings and then cancel out with teleports, which basically leaves him in the safe zone. And when mixed up with the right assists, it really leaves him safe a lot of the time. Also, like I said, he does have this full screen super, which is one of the best supers in the game, I think, because it punishes things from full screen and it's instant. I mean, how many other characters have an instant super that travels the entire length of the screen with no delay? It's just really freaking good. So if you're in a tough match and you're jumping back like this and you see someone jumping at you and trying to throw, you know, maybe they're about in an animation to do a fireball or a complex move, fuck that. Jump back and punish it with the super. It's just so damn good. So, alright, so that's pretty much it. I mean, that's it for Wesker. As I'm sure the game develops, there might be more strategies, which I'd like to discuss, but for now, I think that Wesker's a pretty good character to either start with or have in the middle of your team. Once there are no more assists, Wesker becomes significantly less effective because it's harder for him to confuse your opponent and cross up and make them block the wrong way. He becomes pretty much just a straightforward character at that point with no tricks, and it makes it a lot harder for him to, you know, survive without useful assists. So Wesker, definitely start him as either as your point man or your second guy there, so that you'll at least have an assist to go with him by the time he gets out there. And that is it. So that's it for Wesker Basics tutorial. Hope you enjoyed it. I will definitely be back with more of these tutorials, and I'll see you guys later.